Hey, good morning, everybody. Today is May 21st, 2025. It is a Wednesday, my dudes. I think that's the first time in a vlog I made that joke. That's crazy. So goals for the day are to let me write this down. Probably 10, 30 arrivals, 5 food. Goals for the day are brush teeth, drop my mom off of work so Ava can take the car, take a nap, do some yard work, edit and upload video logs. I need to reschedule. I literally wrote a goal as restock my Schedule 1 dealers, which is crazy. I think that's the first video game goal I've written, which is funny to me still. But yeah, and I need to water my beans after work and then clean out the cat litter. And yeah, that's pretty much the whole day. Corey bought me Chipotle. Pretty lit. I haven't gotten a burrito from there in forever, but I was like, I just don't like getting bowl and tortilla. I enjoy when they make the burrito. So yeah, I've just been sitting on my phone for a little while, and I don't really want to do anything. I did take my focus medication, but I'm just like, bro, I want to do anything. I took a nap this morning, so woke up at 5:45. Went and talked to drop my mom off at work. Came home. Ava and I chilled for a little bit, just lazing about, and then we went back to bed, took another nap, and then Corey was asking for food after we dropped mom off, and my stomach started gurgling, bro. It was not fun. So I was like, okay, we're just gonna go home, bro. I'm not going to food. So I took a nap, woke up at 10:15, and then played some video games, went and got food, and now looking to go back to video games. So that's pretty fun. Uploaded for video logs until this Friday, I think, and I do want to get a couple extra in, but yeah. Just writing those video logs just kills, or the video log descriptions just kills me, dude. So yeah, I'm gonna get started on my day. I will see you all in the evening. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday.
One eternity later.
Good day, everyone. Today is a video log for Wednesday, May 21st, 2025. It's a really solid day. I just didn't make an evening video log. I had to put more lotion on in the sunburns, and I got super tired and just passed out. And I was like, I usually don't even sleep in my shirt, and I slept in a shirt, and I was like, it was good sleep, but I was just so tired. So all the goals for the day were brush teeth, drive mom to work, take a nap, do yard work, edit and upload video logs, Schedule 1 dealer restock, water beans, and clean litter. Only ones I didn't do were to clean the cat litter and do yard work. I think this is the first time, I mentioned it in the morning, but I think this is the first time I've ever set a goal that was in a video game, do something in a video game, which I thought was really interesting. I don't know how I felt about it, but it's just something that I kept thinking about doing and then putting off, so I just needed to get it done. And so yeah, woke up super early, dropped my mom off at work, came home, we hung out, me and Ava hung out a little, then we took a nap till about 10. Got up, played some video games with Corey. She headed out to go hike with her sister and mom. We got food, and then I literally just played video games the whole time. It was so nice. Caught up on Kingdom Come Deliverance, played a little half sword. I beat the half sword demo, so there's an ultimate challenge at the end, and then you unlock a Baron mode where you're just this super mega armored guy and just can clobber everyone. It's really fun. And then played some Counter Strike before work, and then really got my hair together super fast, and then headed to work. Brushed my teeth there as well. And then got to work. The vibes were super weird all day, dude. The first person who came in was super chatty. He acted like he and Yasmin went to high school together. He was 60, bro. He was just chatting, talking about jobs and everything, life, all overall, right? And so he left, and we were kind of joking about it, what the heck. And then there was a table of 6, graduation table. They were super cool. And then everyone was tipping really well, except the weird people, right? And then vibes were off. There was this dude who called in, was super weird on the phone, got his order, said he was missing a couple things, one of which he didn't even order. So we were like, what? And so he came in and got another egg roll, and he was like, hey, what's that other thing I'm missing? And we were like, dude, we know you got it. We checked the order. Everyone checked the order, saw you got man and shit. We know you have it. And he was literally was so angry, he went nonverbal. And we were like, okay, bro, you have chicken, right? And I was like, if you're missing another chicken that you didn't order, that's something we can reconcile. But if you are saying you got no chicken, you're just wrong. And I didn't want to be that guy, but he was really upset about it. It was really funny. And then, after that, I had a table of 2 who ate food there, they didn't really care for it, but then they got food to go, and both the things they ordered to go were just wrong. Like Cindy didn't make them right, and so I had to let them know, like, oh, it'll be a bit longer. Like they just didn't make the right food, and so they remade it really quick, and they ended up not tipping. I was like, dang, bro, that would have been really nice. That would have been really cool. But I think it would have put me over like $50, but whatever. And then yeah, I had this table order like 4 drinks, and then they like, why is the price so high? And I was like, we ordered $15 worth of drinks there. Like, I know you only got 2 meals, but you got $15 worth of drinks. It's gonna put you up there. So I went through the total with them. They understood, and they still tipped and everything. It was really cool. But yeah, vibes were off today. Vibes were off that day for sure. And then Circa was telling me about like her family, like a little bit of like stories about her family that were really interesting. And then oh yeah, I watched Atriok and Doug interview Gavin Newsom, the governor of California. That was a really interesting video, and I did that after work while I was editing and uploading video logs, and then I ended up uploading. Gosh, what was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 video logs. So, nope, not that amount. 6. So yeah, I haven't been like writing the descriptions for them. I literally was like kind of just like jokingly putting in one-liners or whatever, and I was like, this is just going way faster, you know. So now I'm good up to the end of the month. Well, I can like finally catch up. Really, like if I don't write all these descriptions, I can finally catch up. And I think one thing I want to start doing is taking notes on the day that I'm making a video log for, of what the video log description should be, you know, or just like what I'm doing in the video log that I could write as a description. And yeah, so I watched that, and then I was watching a home math video on, it was called Sword Pilled, talking about like men and women. It's always weird that his channel's called Home Math. He probably will have to rebrand eventually, but whatever. He talks about like the male and female dynamics in relationships, and I love watching the videos because I think it's really. He takes a very psychological look into everything, like psychological and biological interactions, and I think they're really interesting to know, and like it gives good advice for general life, right? But the most interesting part is it makes me like so happy that I'm married. You know, like I don't have to deal with dating, bro. Like, oh my god, dating is hell. Like it does not sound fun in 2025, right? And so towards like the very end of my shift, this Caden came in, and Caden's super cool. He's come in a couple times. We have great conversations. He was in a rush, so I like got all his food out super fast, and we were just chatting. And I talked about an interaction that I had with Ava that was like a moment of conflict for us, and like how I dealt with it, and how I was kind of put in the position of like, I know I'm not gonna make the situation great, but I can try to make it as less bad as possible, right? Like as little bad as possible. And talking about how Home Math, he has a video called "Don't React," and so it's like a little image. It's like this girl like breathing fire on this dude, and it's like, like she's like yelling at him or whatever, and he just kind of has this like shield up, and it's just like okay, and it's like it's this lack of, it's not lack of empathy totally, but it's they're trying to be angry at you so you feel bad. Don't react, right? And it's like kind of how you have to deal with bullying. It's just like don't react. And so he goes into this concept of like, if you don't want to interact with them on like the lower what are the chakra alignments, like the head, mouth, body, whatever, he's like they're interacting on like a lower consciousness. Like they want you to feel bad because they feel bad, but you need to be on a higher consciousness level and just be like, you're upset right now. It's okay. It's okay. I'm not going to be upset. I don't want to interact with you on a lower consciousness level just because you're in an emotional state. So I really liked that video, and I liked that I could tell Kaden, like, yeah, I showed that to Ava and was like, this is how you were acting. And she kind of had this moment of like, no, I what? Maybe subconsciously. And Kaden was like, dude, you know, man, you're ready to be married and I'm not. And I was just like, is that a requirement to be ready to be married? And I kind of had the moment of just like, and Caden's much older than me. I want to say he's like 6 or 8 years older than me, something like that. And I just kind of had this moment of like, is that a requirement to be ready for marriage? Because it's not really like required to know how to deal with all conflict. It's more like you need to know how you guys are going to deal with conflict, right? So it's like if you're both willing to yell at each other in front of your kids, you have the right to do that. You can do that. It's probably not the best, but you can do that. If you want to deal with it all behind closed doors, also not the best. You can do that because your kids aren't going to get any conflict management skills from you, right? If they never see you deal with conflict, they're not going to know how to deal with conflict for themselves. And so my daily thought was like, no one is really ready for marriage. Ever. And that's okay. Like, people are always changing. Everything is temporary. Every single thing is temporary. There was nothing in this universe that is completely constant all the time. Like, everything is temporary, right? And so it's like, I even had the thought earlier of like, I was just daydreaming, and it was like, um, there's always another night. Like, or it was like, there's always another night. And the mystical creature, my daydream that was in my daydream was just like, is there? Will there always be another night? And he was like, how do you quantify a night? And I was like, oh, like when the sun goes down and the moon comes up. And he goes, so you're saying a night based on your perspective. So there will be no more night when Earth doesn't exist anymore. When all the stars in the universe die, there will be no more night. The sun can't go down if it's dead. And he was just like, oh, I guess. And he goes, I didn't expect someone so wise to speak in such absolutes. Like to say like there's always another night, to say like, oh, I'm completely ready for marriage, or like we're always going to deal with things this way. Like you can't really speak in those absolutes. So to me, it's like it really is just, you have to choose every day to be on a higher consciousness level and understand the other person who's going through things that you're not understanding, and that's fine. It's okay, right? And so it's like it's conflict management, but it's how you want to deal with your conflict management. And so it's like, if you have anger issues, you have to find someone who can deal with those. If you have different issues, you have to find someone who can deal with those, right? And it's like, I am very much like an immediate reactor. I am a reaction. When something happens to someone else, I react to the situation, I move, I start going, right? If someone's chair breaks, I immediately take it and switch it out for a working chair, right? Like that's just the kind of person I am. When there's a spider, it's like I immediately can react to it. When someone like spurs in front of me in traffic, I can immediately react to it. And Ava's the kind of person where it's like a moment of panic before any reaction. And it's like, I have to be the person who reacts to it, right? I have to be the strength. It's like, whoa, like I have to be the person who's in control and is going to get us out of the danger. You can react to the danger however you want. Just don't impede on my reactions, right? Just don't make it harder for me to keep us safe. That's kind of like the dynamic we have in times of spontaneous emergency, right? But when we're having emotionally difficult days both ways, it's really easy for me to take a step back and be like, okay, I can do one of 5 things, all of which are not desirable. What do you prefer? And she's in this mindset of just like, just choose one. Just choose one. And I'm like, but I want to know, but I don't want to be solely responsible for your emotions. Like how the things I do are going to affect you, but I don't want to be solely responsible for that. You need to choose your own path as well. You need to choose, if you're able to choose what path you want me to go down, that's going to help make you feel the best, right? And so we kind of have these conflict managements, and we have kind of these like, we have to manage our conflicts in that kind of way. And when we are both in emotional states, it's really difficult, dude. It's really difficult. And so to say like, oh man, you're just ready for marriage and I'm not. I don't know if there's a single person on this earth who I would have any kind of conversation with and go, hey man, you're ready for marriage. Like, no one's really ready for marriage. And that's all I was going to say. So, yeah, I hope you all had a wonderful Wednesday, May 21st. Dude, I can't believe May is almost over. I say that like every video log. It's crazy. So, yeah, I'll see you all tomorrow morning. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. See ya.